Welcome to
Home for breakfast.
We are
Okay,
finally back.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so we have been on a hiatus for almost 1 year.
Yeah.
Because I have a baby son.
And I just gave birth like few months ago. Now
Yeah.
I think no lah, around 10 months ago.
10 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time passed very fast.
fast, yeah.
Yeah. So just FYI. Yeah. 我的儿子不是他的儿子，他的儿子不是我的儿子。Okay.
我们是不一样的。
对对 Yeah. We're work colleagues. Very close work colleagues. Okay. So for today's topic, what are we going to talk about?
Is CCR a
Goodbye. 你会不会做laser？我们做一点 laser。Okay, so today's topic will be whether CCR properties are goodbye or not. But before we go into that, okay, let's understand what is CCR and what are the regions in Singapore. Okay, so for the region in Singapore, it's being differentiated into 3 segments, which is the CCR, Core Central Region, RCR, Rest of Central Region, and also OCR, which is outside of Central Region.
Yeah. So I think in the past, a lot of people like thinking, oh, what is this few region itself? So we will actually break down a little bit so that you guys actually understand what actually falls into this area.
Correct. Okay, so if you look at this map, right? Okay, so we actually draw out and also label it lah. So actually over here, yeah, the orange and the blue segment, yeah, this is what we call our CCR region. So here actually is district 9, 10, and 11.
For example, Bukit Timah, Novena,
Orchard,
Newton,
Orchard.
Orchard.
Yeah, then whereas for the blue region, which is our downtown core planning area lah.
Like maybe Bugis.
Yeah,
Marina.
Marina. Yep. Yeah. So other than that, those that are outside of these both areas, those that are still within this line, this black line, yeah, is what we call the rest of Central Region. Yeah,
For example,
which we have our
Bishan,
Bishan,
Toa Payoh,
Payoh,
Queenstown, Pasir
correct.
Panjang.
Tiong Bahru. Yeah. Then other than that, the rest is outside of Central Region area. Yeah. So this is just some info for you guys to differentiate what is OCR, CCR, and RCR. Okay. Before I go into the further slides, let's talk more about decentralization first. Yeah. So I'm sure you guys heard about this term decentralization, but what is it actually all about? Okay, so previously every single thing is all centralized lah. So every single shopping center, if you want to go shopping, you want to go walk around.
Only thing about Orchard.
Area, yeah. Then if you guys want to go to work, we also all go to the central region.
The CBD area.
Yeah, correct. In which, for property terms, yeah, over here in the central region, it is the most expensive. Then slowly go to the rest of the central region is a little bit more average or a little bit more, slightly more expensive or slightly more affordable. Yeah, where else the rest like our Loyang, our Woodlands area, Jurong area is the most affordable. Yeah, but moving forward, we actually see that government actually have their plan on decentralization. Yeah, then this actually makes
not only just the central area more prime, more expensive,
Correct.
but you realize that actually it has been spreading out across the different region itself. For example, you even see $1 million HDB. You see transactions of private residential hitting pretty high record PSF in the other areas also.
Correct. So the government's plan for decentralization is they don't want people to always focus on the CBD area. That's why we have our Jurong, which is our second CBD area. Yeah, we have our Punggol, which is I think is also another educational hub and
Correct.
also a working. There's a lot of working areas. So even for our north side also. So you can see the government's plan actually is to decentralize Singapore. So you can actually see that more and more township actually they have their own very expensive properties. Yeah, they have their own $1 million HDB, $1 million HDB upgraders. Yeah, so this is actually government's plan. But Jolene, do you know that when did the government actually plan this decentralization?
If I'm not wrong, around 1991.
Correct. You do your research. I actually got to do my research. Okay, so according to this article, okay, they actually have the concept plan of decentralization, which is in 1990s lah. Yeah, but I think the actual year is 1991 is where I'm born. Okay, now you know how old I am. Yeah, so I think the government did a good job in this part. Yeah, because they have this concept plan. Yeah, then fast forward to today. Yeah, we actually see coming to fruition already
A
lah.
lot of transformation. For example, the Jurong East. Woodlands itself, even Punggol.
Yeah, I think last time we want to go out, like our parents would just bring us to, oh, let's go Orchard, let's go Bugis. Yeah,
Nobody would think like Jurong East lah,
yeah, correct.
Ulu ah.
Yeah, so right now, right, like if you want to go, I stay in the east lah. And I say, okay, let's go Jewel. Okay, let's go Tampines Mall. You know, it's like my surrounding, I have everything already lah. Yeah, so I don't really need to always travel all the way to the central region already lah. Yeah, so I think the government did a good job in this part.
With that being said, I think after understanding how the different regions are being split up, for example, CCR, OCR, RCR, okay, I think key thing is to see how how the market shift over the past few years compared to now, and what are the different opportunity that are available in the market moving forward.
Correct. Okay, so over here we can actually see for the past 3 years, the property prices actually grow steadily lah, which is at about every year is about 3 to 5%. Yeah, so I think this is pretty standard. And it's a pretty healthy figure, for Singapore property lah. Yeah, so this is also in line with our inflation also. Yeah, so every single year we can see the property prices is still going up. It's not a sharp spike up, but it's increasing gradually. Yeah, so if you guys are still on the fence on whether you guys want to purchase a property, I think you guys can start to look into it now. Yeah, before it climbs higher and higher, and then you get outpriced by the market.
And also, if you see from this, yes, the private residential prices actually stabilized quite a little bit. Like just now, we showed that it has been ongoing, stable growth itself. If you were to see in terms of the average PSF, like from Q1 2022 to now Q1 2025, actually the growth in terms of PSF on new homes is around 300 PSF, which is quite similar to resale and subsale average PSF also. Yeah, so I would say that both of them actually move quite steadily together.
Correct. So for the past 3 years, the data actually show new and resale subsale actually increased both in tandem plus 300 PSF lor. So I think everything is all pretty much in line .
Yeah, but what is interesting is that I think private residential transaction actually rebound on the back of stronger new home sales. I think especially last year, there was a lot of new homes that are being launched and a lot of hype ongoing. And I think if you see the chart itself, you realize that Q4 2024 new sale are 3,420. Okay, what are the projects that you thought of?
Well, I can think of Trump Park, EOK.
Yeah. Really, that time I remember first day I think they closed like 80 plus to 90%. Yeah, and it's really a lot of check collection being done.
Yeah. I was at EOK. And then,
I remember you closed the deal.
Yeah, I closed the deal there. Yeah, so congrats to my buyers. Yeah, so the queue was crazy. The hype was crazy. So I think it left with less than 10 units on the first day. Yeah, so I think from this chart we can also see. Okay, anyway, this chart is done up by ERA. So thank you ERA for this information. Yeah, so from this chart you can actually see from Q3 2024 to Q4 and Q1 2024 and 2025. Yeah, it actually doubled, more than doubled.
Yeah, because I think first quarter of 2025, a lot of new projects also launched. For example, Ori, Parktown Residence, and also Elta. So all these are in like Toa Payoh, Tampines, and Clementi area. And it hit another close to the last quarter also 3,375 new home sales.
Yeah, correct. So for you guys, so what does this slide actually is telling you guys? It's actually that in Singapore there is acceptance towards new launches property. Yeah, so there might be some people say, oh no, I prefer resale, it's cheaper. Yeah, no one will buy new launch already because it's too expensive. Yeah, but based on this picture, based on this data, yeah, it actually shows that there's still a lot of acceptance towards the new launch market. Yep.
Yeah. But what's interesting that when so many transactions ongoing, we realize that the price gap between the CCR, RCR, and OCR tend to narrow the gap already.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this chart right now. I see. Okay, especially for RCR and OCR, but what I see right now over here, previously there is this gap over here
Correct.
Then slowly, actually right now, it's actually pretty scary There's a lot of opportunity for the CCR, which is the red line. Yeah, there's pretty much a lot of opportunity for the CCR right now because the price gap between RCR and CCR is actually
very narrow.
very, very narrow. It's
Very
pretty much negligible already. Yeah, and to me, okay lah, CCR, core central region, to me, no matter what, it's still a prime location.
area.
No matter what, it will still be better than RCR and OCR. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of opportunity for everyone over here. So if you guys are looking into entering the market, let's say into the new launch market, I think this might be your golden opportunity to enter.
Yeah, because in the past when we look into CCR, we always think, wow, very expensive. I buy one CCR equals to maybe I buy two OCR or two RCR. That
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
But now if you realize the gap being narrow into so fine thin line already, it shows that okay, if you are looking into CCR, maybe you should jump into it and take a look already.
So right now, before we go into what are the new launches, okay, let's understand where are the what are the price points for the new launches that is in the there is currently in the market. Okay, so let's look at the chart for the new launch. Okay, so this is something that Julian and I did over the past few nights, just for you guys to have a look. Okay, so over here you can see the cheapest new launch in the market right now, I think if you want to enter the new launch market, is Cassia, which is at the Flora area. Yeah, so this is the lowest really lah. And the highest right now is I think Continuum and One Marina Garden and Ori, they all can compete with each other lah. Yeah, because the PSF is pretty much the same already.
But what if you realize that is that Truck Park, EOK, Grand Diamond, Ori, these are actually in RCR.
Yeah, correct.
Yet the highest PSF achieved is like 27, 29, 3000 PSF, which is quite similar to CCR.
Correct. Yeah, so I still remember, right? Previously, a few years ago, we all had this study on Lentor area lah. Yeah, so actually previously all this area, this property is actually in the middle. Yeah, but right now you see as the months goes by, right, we start to see the previous launch getting cheaper already. Yeah, then the newer ones getting no matter what, they'll still be here lah. They're getting more and more expensive. Okay, so if you look at this picture, right, to sum it up, where do you think the new CCR PSF will be at? Will it be here? Will it be here? Or will it be here? Okay, so later we will dive into details. We also took the liberty to map it out on all the new launches. Yeah. So actually, you look at the PSF, right? It's actually PSF sold. The highest PSF sold within the development. Yeah. So from here you can actually see, the outside region, right? It's actually about 2000 plus 2004 PSF lah. And we can start to see more of the central region over here. It started to hit 28, 27 or even 3000 PSF. Yeah, whereas the central region, we can start to see 3001 PSF already lah. Yeah, so this one might be a bit confusing as well, but so we actually took the liberty to actually zoom down everything for you guys lah, for the ease of you guys understanding where the market is, where the PSF stands. Okay, so from here we can actually see red color lah. Red color is the OCR. Over here is the RCR. Yeah, and then here is the CCR. So from here, to my understanding, East Coast region is actually very expensive lah. Yeah, so you see, East Coast region, let's say it's 2008, 2009 PSF. Yeah, then Central region, let's say it's 2009 or 3000 plus PSF. Yeah, but do you know that actually East Coast region, right? There is a new launch. If I'm not wrong, it's called May and Blue. Yeah, they transacted a 3-bedder there. Yeah, which is at 3000 PSF. Yeah, so it's actually pretty much the same as Central region really.
Alright, and recently I think Bayshore GLS was beat like I think 1388 PSF PPR, which is pretty high.
Yeah, so I think next time it might launch 2008.
Yeah,
2008, 2009 PSF like this average lah. Yeah lah. So from here, you guys have a better understanding on where the new launch PSF stands. Yeah.
So with that being said, right, actually we realized that the second half of 2025, there's a lot of new launches that are happening, but a lot are focusing more toward the central location, which we feel that in terms of if you're a buyer or investor looking to buy into something, somewhere that is more central location, more prime, actually right now is a golden opportunity because all this, when it comes in, I believe they will set a new benchmark for the next batch.
Yep,
in the future.
definitely. Okay, so we actually drew out this map on the upcoming new launches in CCR. Okay, so but special shout out to Zion Grand, special shout out to Promenade Bay. Yeah, because all these are all RCR, but they are very, very close to CCR. That's why we include it into our slides lah. Okay, so in the upcoming few months, yeah, all these are all the new launches.
Yeah.
They'll be launching pretty soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have Upper House at Orchard Boulevard. We have Robinson Oppos, which is the former Robinson Walk. We also have River Green, Holland, and also like what Mixer mentioned, Promenade Peak, and also Zion Grand.
Zion Grand, correct. Okay, so we just got this yesterday. Okay, so in the next 2 months, there will be a total of 10 new launches preview. If you look over here, there's quite a handful of CCR and RCR properties lah. Yeah, so if you guys want to arrange a day to go down, yeah, or if you guys want more information, let's say brochure, floor plan, yeah, once we get it, we'll definitely do up a video. Yeah, but of course, if you guys want a more one-to-one approach, you can either reach out to me or reach out to Jolene. We will be very, very happy to share it with you guys.
Yeah, so moving forward, we'll also be sharing a little bit more on each of the individual project itself. You know, what's the different floor plans, the site plans, and our analysis in terms of, you know, the profitability surrounding transactions, rentability, how is it performing in that location itself, and if you're a buyer investor, what should you look out for?
Yep, correct. So I think moving forward, there will be more videos for you guys, more videos contents for you guys. Yeah, more project analysis for you guys also. So we'll do our own studies to give you guys a demand and supply matrix, whether it's a good buy, every single thing or not. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, I think that's the end of our first video after so long, after 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think eventually, to sum it up, I feel that actually CCR, if you are looking into it, is quite a good opportunity, and like our topic title is CCR a good buy. I believe with all these new launches coming in, with all this opportunity and the price gap being so narrow, I highly feel that there's a potential that is actually a very, very good buy, good entry point right now for the second half of 2025.
Yeah, I totally agree lah. So I think moving forward, the market will still be vibrant. Yeah, and there is a lot of opportunity in the CCR region. Yeah, so
With that, see ya in the next video.
see you.